Hi guys, welcome to another Corel tutorial with my brand Hive. And in today's tutorial, what we're going to be talking about is how to use the perspective tool, like how to make your image in perspective, just like what you are seeing on your screen right now. And this is what we are going to be using your perspective, the perspective to come up with, like making your text go have this kind of feel, and making your images. Probably you downloaded an image and you want the image to fit into a board, or you want the image to fit into something that is already available, so these are things that we'll be using the perspective to create. And before we dive right in, please subscribe. That's how you can help our channel. Please subscribe, like this video at the end if you find it very useful. Please make sure that you do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Okay guys, having said that, please check out www.mybrandhive.com to check out this, to get the cool stuff they have for you. So without too much of our time being wasted, let's dive right into how to use the perspective tool. Now, the first thing you want to do is, before you can use the perspective, first thing you want to do is you want to create your text, or you want to get your image ready. Now to create, let me put it like we'll be creating a text related perspective and an image perspective. Like we'll be using the image for perspective as well as using text for perspective. So first, let us talk about how to use the text perspective. Now what I'm going to do is the same thing, is the same way it works for shape, if you want to use shape, or you want to use maybe some other things. But for the text perspective, let us just dive straight in. Now let's start by saying we have our text, and probably the text we have is like let's say glory, let's say this is what we have. And I love glory because I'm a son of God. This is glory. No, this is not glory, sorry, this is glory. Now let's say we want our text to be very bold, so that we can have let's use Poppins, one of the family of Poppins. I love Poppins so much. Sorry, I'll be using a lot of Poppins. So let's say we have this as our text. This is the text, and the first thing we can do is, probably I don't just want my text to be like this. I want to get I want it to be on an like on a grass. I want it to be sleeping like on a grass. So what do I do? First, I'll go and bring the image of my grass. I'll go and import it down into my CorelDRAW. Not like grass, let's say like the sand of the seashore. Yeah, let's just say the seashore. We want our text to be lying on the seashore. So what do? We bring our seashore down into our Corel application. Then we work on the perspective. Now that you've imported your seashore, I don't know what you call it, you might have some better English than me, but I like to call it seashore. So we want our text to look as if it's sleeping down here. Now it's on top of our text. How do we bring out our text? Is by clicking around where our text is. Just click around it. It has selected our text underneath, or you could just click on it and hold your option key on the Mac or alt key on your Windows and click on your text. Like, you make sure that you are clicking on the area where your text is. If you click on other areas like this, it will not select your text. So just come to the middle, click the text, and use shift and page up. It will bring out your text. So having done that, we want our glory to be sleeping around this area. So how do we do that? Straight up, we can only, and the best thing to use is the is the perspective tool. So first thing first, let's change the color to white. Then let's come down to object. You go to object, you go down to perspective, then add perspective. So once you add perspective, it will change the way the text, it will change the nodes around the text. And what do? You begin to just bring the glory down to the way you wanted it to show. Then you begin to edit. Just keep editing till you get your desired text outcome, which might take a while if you're a beginner, but just keep going, you will get it. I think we are getting something right now. All we are doing right now is just to change is just to increase or decrease the nodes area. So I think what we have here right now is still looking great. So let's just keep editing if we can get it better. But right now I think we have something great. It's looking great already. So it's not hard, guys. Just keep changing those nodes, just keep changing the nodes area around the perspective. Even you yourself, you start noticing how the thing is changing. So once you get your desired outcome, let's stop it here for the sake of the class. Once you get your desired outcome, bam, you've done what you do. But just to have some sweet feel, so it's not just going to look boring like this. Just to have some sweet feel, I think we are not done. Let's just double click it so that we can re-edit it. When you double click it, it will activate the perspective tool again. Now what do? Let's edit this area a little. I think this area we are not getting it well, but it's at your own discretion, guys. You can do it the way you want it. So let's say we stop here and we just come to our transparency tool down here. Then you go straight to your blend or merge mode. So once you go to blend or merge mode, you could just change it to overlay. Now you see it. So once you have overlay, you could just probably increase or reduce the opacity of your overlay so that at least it's going to blend into the sand a little bit. You see, it's more like you are using a picture based app to edit this whole thing. So once you are done, you could just still double click it to bring out your perspective too, so that you can re-edit. Let's edit and say this area we just want it to look good. So guys, if you want to make it better, you could just add a picture of probably couples looking into the sunset, standing on the glory. It's just going to come out as if probably in the next tutorial, maybe the next or subsequent tutorial, we'll be doing how to cut out pictures and how to edit, like make a photo manipulation with CorelDRAW. Guys, making photo manipulation with CorelDRAW, what majority of people will tell you that you could only use Photoshop to do, you could use CorelDRAW to work on those kind of things. So after this, let's just dive right into the second tutorial of the day. That is how to use perspective on images. This is text. How do we use it on image? So but right before then, guys, please don't forget, before I dive right into the second tutorial, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share this video, and please do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Very important. Check out www.mybrandhive.com because they are the sponsor of this video, and they've tried a lot. Majority of all the stuff we are doing are free. All the pro tips we are giving out, they are free, and they are things that you pay for to get, like you pay before you get them outside. So but under Brand Hive here, my Brand Hive over here, what you get, they are free and they are pro tips. So having said that, let's waste our time. Let's get into the second tutorial of the day. So this is where we stopped with the first tutorial. Right now we'll be going into getting importing what we want to use, probably the wall we want to use, or maybe the board we want to use, so that this our image, the image over here, and the text will fit straight directly into the wall or whatever we are using them on. So when you import your second image, this is the second image we've imported. So right now what we want to do is we want both our text and this guy to fit in into one of these walls, to just fit in into these walls. So how do we do that? First, let's group both our text and our initial image together. Once we group them together, because one, what we want to do is we want to make them just an image. We don't want it to have scattered, that the glory will be scattered. And so what we want to do is go straight to bitmap. From bitmap, go to convert to bitmap. Then from convert to bitmap, just leave it at 300. Sometimes you might just decide to change it to 500 at your end, but I love 300. Toggle this on, because as maybe some CorelDRAW applications, if you are using probably 2003 2005, is not going to come up with this toggle, this transparency background being toggled on. So you have to toggle it on, toggle anti-aliasing, toggle it on. Then once you are done, just click OK. So once you click OK, it's now an image. Both the background image and the text, they are now one image. It's more like that is the way we snapped it. So once we are done with that, let's just bring them to the wall. Right now they are under. Why are they under? Because our image, our big image, is above them, so it's in front of them. What do? Use shift and page up to bring them up. So once you are done, you just come to one end over here, and then you go back to your object, down to perspective, and add perspective. So once you add the perspective, what you begin to do is begin to bring the image down, begin to bring it down to fit into that area that you want it to fit into. Let's say we want it to be here, and we want this guy also to be here. You see, it's just that I'm just working on the wall. I'm just changing the perspective. I'm not doing anything much, and I'm making sure that my image is fitting very well into the edges of the walls. So let's say we have that over there, and we could just have this guy down here, and this guy should just come down. This thing over here, the bucket down here, is blocking our guy. So let's zoom in and cut out the layer for the bucket. So what do we do now? Before you do that, make sure that your image is sitting well already. Make sure that you don't need to use the perspective tool on your image again. So let's just double click and fit it in very well, so that we will not have to go over some things that we are not supposed to go over again. Because once you are done with the perspective and you start another perspective, it's going to start all over. You won't see all these edges for this guy again. It will start as if it's a normal box. So once you are done, just come straight to transparency, because we want to bring out this bucket, so that we'll be able to cut out this bucket down here. So once you are done with just give it a little bit of transparency, just like this. Then you go to your pen tool. Though another tutorial is coming that I'm going to teach you guys how to really cut out images with the pen tool, how to make it look as if you used Photoshop to cut out images, and it's going to come out. And trust me guys, the tutorial is coming, so follow this page to get updates. So once you are done, just come over here. You can zoom in well, so that you can have you can see what you are doing very well. Just curve this place down a little using your alt key. Click this area so that it can go back to line, and then let's just have it a little by little. Okay, so down here we want to just make this one go a bit, then straight down to this area, down outside, down. Now you can click anywhere, but always make sure that your edges come back to each other. Just always make sure that your edges are forming, not like you have one edge or they are not forming well. So once you are done, click on the box, like the shape, the line we just drew, and click on our perspective image that we just use the perspective on. Then come to this this area over here, which is the property area, and click on this back minus front. And what does back minus front does it will remove the area of the front that is lying on the image behind. So if you click back minus front, it will just remove that area for you. Then you can bring back your that's if you click on the image. If you are not clicking on the image, it will not show anything. You can just come back and click on no transparency. So straight up, guys, you already have your image on the wall of the house. But to just bring it out very well, just the way we did for the text, we'll just go back to our transparency and come down to the blend mode, go to overlay over here. Or if overlay is not working for us well, you just use multiply. If multiply is not working, just play around with this area, guys. Play around with this area. You can use soft light, okay, add light. Just go around it and see if it's going to actually work for you on your end. The image you might be using might not be as the image I'm using. So let's just come and say, okay, we want this not to be very, very thick. We just want it a little bit like this. Let's come and say we want this to be 14 or maximum of 20. Let's give it 20, guys. So now after you are done, then you export, guys. You export. So now this is your image. Now this is the first image we have, which is the image of the box and the seashore and the text. How you guys remember how we used the text. It's just the same steps that we followed. Then we use the same perspective to put our image on the wall of a house. So guys, that will be the end of today's tutorial. Please, if this tutorial was very, very helpful to you guys, don't forget, I'll always remind us, please guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, do not forget to subscribe, guys. Subscribing to this channel will make us, like, it will make us blow on time, so that at least we can get notice, like YouTube can put us out there and people are going to notice that, okay, my brand hive actually exists somewhere and they are giving free tutorial. So having said that, guys, I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye.